Our guests today are Chandra Kumar, our Executive Director. Good morning.
Morning.
And you have a guest with you.
I do. I have a very special guest with me today. He is our Elite Award winner. And Nigel has been with us close to 2 years. So Nigel Williams is in our housekeeping department, and we're going to be presenting the Elite Award.
Which stands for?
So the Elite Award is for each of those individuals that work here in the community. It comes from either people nominating it, like residents or staff or visitors nominate, and the Elite is really for, you know, it stands for excellence, leadership, you know, integrity, teamwork, and most of all, the last one is empowerment, because empowerment
And you're
is
so
important.
good at remembering it. I quiz you on it every time I do this with you.
I have to think it through the letters because my spelling is, no, I'm just kidding. But it really is about empowerment.
Sure.
It's about you know, making sure that each of our employees has the ability to problem solve, and get things done.
Right.
You know, within a realm, sure. And sometimes there's a little bit of hesitation, but there should be no hesitation ever in customer service.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
so
congratulations, Nigel.
Thank you.
And welcome. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And we have to thank you for coming today because I know you work an evening shift.
Right.
So you had to get up earlier and get in and made it. We're glad. In the rain.
In the rain.
Right.
So now, you know, the Elite Award, we end up with quite a few nominations, which is great because residents and staff nominate people, and then it goes to our Elite Committee. The committee then does, you know, goes through and vets all of them, and then it comes to the executive team. And it's always interesting how how the dynamics works. And I love about my executive team is, you know, some teams you have and people are going to say, I want my person to be the winner. And our executive team is very much whatever kind of is the best situation or
very
the best
objective.
Story. Yeah, and they do it as a team approach. So I really appreciate that. And so resoundingly, you know, Nigel is our winner. And I'll read the situation that occurred. And this is just one example. So if you know Nigel, he is well loved in Garden Ridge because he does a lot of the problem solving on times of the day when there's not as much staff.
When everybody thinks what could go wrong.
Exactly. What happens after 5 o'clock.
Right.
So Nigel knows a lot happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this was put in by one of our nurse supervisors, and she said she wanted to take the opportunity to extend her gratitude and appreciation for Nigel being an exceptional employee. He has such patience and grace with the team, and he really has good spirit towards the residents, staff, and family members. And this happened where we had a resident come into our short-term rehab neighborhood, and you know, he wasn't too happy with being there and wanted a larger chair and wanted a larger bed, and so they ordered him a bed, and the bed came in, and Nigel helped to set it up and get him transitioned in, and then he decided he didn't want the bed, and then so then Nigel was kind enough to say, okay, no problem, and the poor wife was a little embarrassed because of all of this, and he was like, no problem, you know, this is what I do, and I'm no problem, I'm going to take care of it, and so finally got him settled in.
Good.
But this is just an example of going above and beyond, and not just being
and doing it with patience and pleasantness.
Right. And so, you know, so that it's, you know, it's okay. So he said, you know, that's what I really think is important is, okay, you know, we want you to be comfortable you know, at the end of, you know, your experience. So, you know, really saying that the resident felt like, you know, this was really a display of exceptional customer service. And then, you know, our nurse manager said that he's such an asset to the housekeeping department and the entire Garden Ridge community. So you make a difference every day.
Thank you.
So thank you. And I thought, you know, this is really wonderful to have someone be able to take that moment and create it into a wow moment.
Right.
So we appreciate
nice
all you do.
Nice that someone noticed. Yeah. When we were talking before, you said that part of your job is when people are moving out of a room or someone new coming into the room, that part of your job is to clean up the room, make it look like it's brand new, as if they were staying at a Holiday Inn that night.
Right.
And just make it perfect.
Right.
So This is a letter that congratulates you on being the Elite Award winner of the month of December. And then this is a certificate for you also.
Thank you.
Okay, and this is the nomination, so you can see what someone wrote about you.
Okay.
So that's for you. Plus, this is the most fun to give. This is a gift card for you to enjoy,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
and it's make sure you have fun with it.
I will.
Timely, just before Christmas,
Just
then
before
again, maybe
Christmas.
buy yourself something.
Right.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Good
So-
idea. So you've been here 2 years, and we talked about the fact that part of your job is to get rooms ready when they're emptied. What else do you do in a day's time or an evening's time?
We respond to floods,
Oh,
mainly floods.
a lot of, because people forget to turn the water off?
Yeah, or the pipes in the
A
ceiling
pipe
burst.
burst?
Yeah.
Not good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you're kind of a plumber on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can imagine, with all the volume of what happens with close to
know.
285 apartments in
And I'm sure that every
Garden
night
Ridge.
you come in and go, okay,
What's going to happen?
what's going to
now?
happen tonight?
You just have to prepare yourself. Every night.
And you're prepared. I'm sure there are a lot of times when you're working on one job and something else comes along and has to be put before this one.
Yeah, well, my regular job I put to the side and attend to the residents.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good.
It's great that he's ability to prioritize, and I have to tell you, the staff there always talks about how responsive he is.
Good.
If they need something, because that lets the nurses focus on being nurses,
Right.
and he can focus on things. And there's always, in healthcare, there's always things happening, whether
Right.
it's spills, whether it's a toilet overflow,
Right.
or it's somebody comes in late. Sometimes we get admissions that you don't even, they said they were going to come maybe the next day, and then you get an immediate
And then
call
they
from
show
the
up early?
hospital, and so they have to turn around and quickly get those rooms ready
Yeah.
for those admissions, because we don't want any of our residents to be stuck in the hospital if they can't come back home.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I think the Garden Ridge team really does a great
get
job
them all
of
settled
getting them all
in.
settled
Yeah,
in.
right.
But that way, everybody's able to focus on their areas of their job.
Yeah.
So his is very important, because you want a nice, clean, tidy room when you come back.
And we were talking about cleaning carpets. That part of your job is you and your 2 cohorts to keep the carpets clean in Garden Ridge.
Yes, ma'am.
One of those big, what you called it a Segway.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we've seen around here, they're ride-on things, but calling it a Segway sounds like lots more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is like a segue. I have to
Yeah.
tell you, Nigel, when I worked at a smaller community, I had a housekeeping, and I used to call him, he's also a floor tech, that used to work at Riderwood and worked at Friend's house. And he would
Okay.
always say, Chandra, can we get one of these at Friend's house? Because not everybody has these fancy
Right.
pieces of equipment. And I used to tell him, our hallways are too small. Much smaller
Oh.
communities, it's too big for us. But
you
we
need-
have it because of our
you need
size,
a lot of
and
floor
you
space
have
to do that,
yeah. And, and it's great because it puts less wear and tear on the employees physically
Yeah,
too.
sure.
I actually should maybe get a ride on one of those one day when I get a little better.
Oh, yeah.
You let me ride it around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
But would you let her drive it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you see me in the hallway, you'll know where I am.
We could have, we're always trying to raise money for something. Maybe we should, raffle off a ride on
Right
Nigel's.
on the Segway.
On Nigel's Segway.
It's right on the Segway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've been here 2 years. Are you happy you're here?
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. It's a good place to work, I'm sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And to me, if I were in your shoes, I think the variety in the job would be the most fun.
Yeah.
Rather than say, okay, I'm going in for another night of cleaning carpets, but then this happens and this happens and this happens. And have you learned new stuff along the way too?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Always new things to learn in a job.
Always.
Yes, right. So things at Garden Ridge are coming along.
They are. They're still going through the construction of the stacks on that first side.
We were talking to
Rose
Nigel about
Court.
how part of his job in the evening is to see what kind of mess outside that construction area is that may need to be cleaned up.
Even though we have them doing the cleanup, their own cleanup, I always find there's stuff that gets left.
Right.
And believe me, I'm that pesky executive director that emails project management, says they left dirt on the
dirt.
stairs, and there's
No.
drywall coming down the stairwell.
No. You're the reporting agent. Well, I'm glad you're on the inspection job, Chandra. I don't think that's in anybody else's
No,
job
but it
description.
just drives me crazy.
No, that's all right, because we are so clean throughout our community.
Yeah, it's just, I always say we're going to be ugly for a little bit,
Right?
and then we will be beautiful at the end.
But
of
that's
it
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
We work through the ugly and then we forget about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, remember how upset we were? Oh, never mind. So your office is going to be moving over here.
It is. It is.
And
So
do
I'm
you know
going to be
when?
moving to where dining services and philanthropy
Okay.
was, right across from
From the store.
the store here in
Good.
Village Square. So today they're packing our office, and then tomorrow we should be moving. So they're still finishing up last minute items there.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're waving signs at us that we need to stop. Nigel, congratulations.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you again, maybe get a ride on the Segway. Congratulations on your award, well deserved. And Chandra and I will be back in just a moment for a call-in portion of our show.